Charles Schwab on rethinking retirement. And if you're working too hard at the office, how to slow down without the boss or anybody else finding out. Author Stanley Bing on Executricks. The Wall Street Journal report begins right now.
This is America's #1 financial news program, The Wall Street Journal Report. Now, Maria Bartiromo.
Do you dream about retirement, golden years of sleeping in and hitting the golf course? That time may come sooner than you think. Fortune magazine columnist Stanley Bing recently clued me in on how.
Well, you know, retirement has significant downside, you know. I mean, it's a little boring. You have to stay in the same place. You're spending your own money. You know, in a corporate job or in any workplace, there are ample opportunities to enjoy a good, solid, relaxing, working retirement while you're still on the job. And I hope to go through some of those in the book.
So we want you to go through some of those.
Well, you mentioned golf, for instance. You know, I mean, how many people, as part of their job, particularly in sales, it involves golf?
You're working, though. I mean, you've got to schmooze and you've got to take clients out and do stuff. But you're saying, relax, enjoy it.
Relax, enjoy, incorporate the spirit of retirement into what you do while you're still working, because you can do so, you know, far more relaxed and I think probably affluent to style.
And I guess you could do that when it comes to all sorts of things. Conferences, it doesn't have to be golf. You could do lunches, dinners, right? Yeah,
you have to build on a solid core of sort of business accountability, which means that if you're going to have breakfast, then, you know, which is a great working retirement thing to do, you get in at 10 o'clock, you've already read your newspapers, you've had a chat or two with people, but, you know, it's probably a good idea to have some rationale for the person you're eating with. I mean, that's just simple common sense. But once you nail that down, you know, I mean, the world is so full of opportunities. You have breakfasts, you have lunches, you have dinners, you have drinks before and after dinner. You have parties, you have boondoggles, you even have conference calls where you can, you know, be in your underwear if you have a good BlackBerry.
Right, so, work in your PJs.
Exactly.
Okay, but listen, here we are in a slow economy. Let's remember that, you know, the realities that we all face. Companies might say, you know what, we're limiting the amount of dinners and lunches and boondoggles and everything else that you're doing. So then how do I do it?
Well, it becomes more tough, and you need to obviously have the book. I mean, there are just hundreds of Executricks in there where you're observing your executive, you're observing executive lifestyle, and no matter how much things contract and constrict, it's pretty true that executives do explore the outer limits of this concept, and if you're inspired by one, you can sort of watch the way he or she operates and kind of do it light, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but do I need a big office to do this? I mean, I can't operate this way from a cubicle, can I?
Oh, well, yes, you can. Obviously not as well as somebody who can take a nap face down on the floor in their office because they have a door, but cubicles have all kinds of opportunities, and I go into that. I mean, you need to have, you know, there's an entry-level retirement, and then, you know, there are things to aspire to. There's the retirement that you have when you've been in business a long time and are unquestioned, you know, with your BlackBerry, people say, you know, where's Bob? And they say, well, he's on his BlackBerry.
Right. Meanwhile, he's on the beach in Tahiti.
Or nowhere. He could be nowhere. I mean, there are guys that I work with I haven't seen in years, and they're highly effective. I get emails. They must be somewhere. But, you know, I mean, between electronics, expense accounts, digital stuff, there's just a lot of things you can do. And what you're essentially doing, as you say, is you're just having as good a time as the economy will allow within the lines of responsibility, but it sure does look a lot like retirement to me.
It does. Can I do all of this without a BlackBerry or a phone?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I mean, but look, Tiger Woods just won the tournament with like a broken leg. So if you have the will to retire while you're still working, you can still do it. But no, you do need good digital etiquette and good digital management, and then you can actually just sort of physically disappear.
What inspired this book, Stanley?
Well, I'm always trying to perfect my own executive style. I mean, you know, I do work in a corporation, and, you know, I like the idea of being paid for the duration, but while at the same time, you know, I do want to do less. So I have a lot of people that I admire and look up to in the business world, and I'm watching them constantly.
I'm sure you are, and I'm sure you do want to do less. By the way, you say all this, but you're actually doing more, and you keep writing.
I know, I'm really bad at what I do, but the book has a lot of good ideas, and just because I work all the time doesn't mean it invalidates what I'm saying.
Not at all. Stanley, great to have you on the program.
Great to be here.
Congratulations on the book, Stanley Bing.